so I have a good second. So first of all, my thank you first to Maura and her husband Pete for, giving up his nights and weekends with his wife to do all of the amazing jobs. She put this all together as well with our other awesome volunteers. If I name everybody, Jean and John and Carol and Bob and Herb and everybody, probably in this room, and Hale have all, if I'm forgetting someone, I'm sorry, have all pitched in. It's a team effort, and that's true grassroots. A grassroots campaign isn't, somebody who flies in with a couple $1 million and then pretends that they have, the grassroots support. We are really grassroots with Maura's work and the team's work, gathering signatures in 10-degree weather and snow and sleet, and we got it done. We got it done. We were the first ones. Thank you. Turn in our signatures, 2,000, right? 2,220 on March 31st. And not only were we the first ones that turned in our signatures in our race, we're the first ones of the entire congressional delegation in the entire Commonwealth. Yeah, how about that? So, why is it that the most grassroots, most modestly funded campaign did the job smarter, faster, and better than all of these $1 million, long-term, long-time incumbents, right? Why is that? Because we are, what? Smarter, faster, and better. And that is what I have promised from the beginning of my campaign to deliver to the people I represent. So I have a question, actually. I don't like to do all the talking. I like to get feedback from the crowd. So let me ask you question number one. Do you think that our current Congress is doing a good job of representing you and the people? Of course not. No, right. And what is the definition of doing the same thing over and over again? Insanity, right?
And expecting a different result, right?
And expecting a different result. And everybody, all the naysayers and all the cynics, all want you to opt out, be apathetic, do nothing, because when you do nothing and when people on the ground do nothing, then the big money people and the big money incumbent, entrenched politicians, and yes, I'll say it, hacks, keep going to Washington, D.C. every single year, decade after decade after decade. And they like it that way, okay, because doesn't everybody know it's a circus? It's a show. Republicans and Democrats allegedly at each other's throats in D.C. pretending to be at loggerheads, when the real truth is that the incumbents like it that way, because if everybody opts out and gets so disgusted with their antics in D.C., guess what? All those Democrats and Republicans get to what? Keep their jobs and earn their nice pay for their 180 or so days. We are doing the count right now to figure out how many days a congressperson actually works. So it's about 180 days, right? Do you get to work half a year? Anyone? Right? No? Do you get the month of summer off and the month of December? And do you get all expense paid trips like my opponent does? 7 international junkets. My opponent traveled 7 times on the dime of a think tank to go to some very nice warm places in the middle of winter, while all the rest of us on the North Shore were shoveling snow and dealing with ice dams. So that's my opponent's record. So if we keep doing the same thing, and if we're apathetic and we just let the incumbents and the machine and the establishment tell you can't change anything, and you listen to them, nothing will change. And people always ask me, well, what can one person do? What can I do if I go down there into that morass? And of course, I'm not going to mince words. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a slog. But I know one thing for certain. I know nothing changes when 0 people try. And that is exactly what they want to happen. And I will not do that because I am a fighter. My record is problem solving. If you walk into my office and you're a Republican or a Green person, or Green Party, not green looking, or a Democrat or a Libertarian or no party, no affiliation, I don't care what your politics are. You don't care what my politics are. You have a problem, an immigration problem or a business problem, and you're coming to my office for one thing, a solution. And that's what I do. on my own dime, on a very small budget. And who do I fight every single day in my practice? The federal government, the Department of Homeland Security. And as I often say, I fight the Department of Homeland Security for a living, and I win. So anybody who doubts that I can't go up against an incumbent who's better funded than I am has another thing coming, because that's what I actually do in my day job. And the Department of Homeland Security has a lot more funds actually than my opponent does. So again, you know, your support from the very beginning of this campaign. No one wanted to believe that no one wants to believe things can change. No one wants to believe in true grassroots. Everybody wants the easy path. They want the easy candidate. They want somebody who comes ready-made with the $1 million in the bank and the professional consultants. Except none of you in your room wanted that. Not in this room. No one in this room wanted that. You wanted somebody different. And you can tell people, DeFranco is different. My grandmother used to say, she's different. And in a good way. And I am. Because I truly believe that the people have the power, and if they choose to use that power, and yes, put their dollars behind me. I know you've all given me dollars. I need more of your dollars. I need your friends' dollars. I can't be shy. I have to ask, and you can't be shy. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the time and the money and everything and the moral support you've all given me. And we're just getting started because, like I said, we turned in our signatures. We have on an upward trajectory. We're adding new people to the team every day, some great new interns and enthusiasm from all walks of life. So I'm only going to wrap up by saying that there are other people here in the room, very special to me, I want to thank, and that is, of course, my father, Joe, my mother, Ruth, my honorary godmother, Audrey, and my husband, Kai. Thank you. Audrey actually traveled from Pennsylvania to be here, and they're collecting signatures as we speak. And my husband, you've probably heard me say before, he's not only the best political spouse that there's ever been, but he's just the best spouse, period. And we are a team effort. If you think I'm tough and harsh sometimes, well, you just got to listen to us together. It's a double whammy. So again, thank you so much for your help and for being here, and mingle and enjoy and stay as late as you want. And again, thank you so much. On victory.